I even cut my ringer on for you tonight. That's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of How Did We Get Here? I'm your host, Jay Carter, and the man that is always heard and never seen, Skeens, aka the Wizard of Oz, is here.
I him.
We got another great episode, dope topic, dope conversation, and another notch in the belt for what I like to call, what we've been calling the series of the dope people that I know in real life. But before we get into that, again, better than your average is a channel in the movement. How did we get here is the show. We got two cousins that are like brothers that are talking any and everything in the process. How did we get here? But without further ado, I want to bring to the show a very special guest. Been a great friend, a sister of mine for many moons now. I don't know how many years it's been, but it's been many. And this is a beautiful young lady. I wanted to bring her on for a long time and have some conversation with her about kind of her perspective on life. Of course, guys, y'all know I'm always intrigued by everybody's perspective on this journey because we all can glean something from one another. And that's what it's about in the community. But without further ado, my sister from another Miss Marquita Westmoreland. Welcome to the show.
What's good?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you for having me. Even though I didn't even, I just mess with you, Jay, because I don't do stuff like this. I even turned my ring on for you tonight. My phone will stay on 5
So that let me know I fall in a good place there.
Yeah.
But guys, as I always, again, what this is about is giving my peoples their chicken while they can eat it. For however long I got left on this journey, I want to uplift, support, and, just champion people that have been important in my life and that I have a special bond and relationship with, because this channel, this movement, it's, again, the better than your average movement is about basically that, again, although we are normal people, that we are better than just average, and we have great stories, great perspective to share. And one thing that I was getting ready to tell Marquita, Skeet, we used to call her as well.
Oh my God.
But I was telling her, and I didn't get a chance to finish before we hit the record button, is that one thing that I appreciated about you, and I never told you this before, so just listen. Guys, growing up as a very young man, we used to work at a call center together. And when I started there, I was about 18 years old. By the time Marquita got there, I was still early 20s or whatever, because I worked there for a long time. And Marquita is from Mississippi. And, she has a very, very, very unique character. She's a very unique young lady. But one thing that I will say, Keita, we were kind of in that space, the early 2000s of, I think about we was wearing fitted caps, tall tees sometimes, very baggy jeans and stuff like that. And when I kind of made a transition earlier than some of my peers as far as how I was dressing, my jeans at one point was a little more fitted. I was wearing button-ups, maybe a blazer and stuff like that. And Marquita was always like, yo, that's fly that you got on right there. She's always, Jay, you different. You know what I'm saying? You different. You like some other dudes I kind of know and stuff. And she used to always call me Dr. Love all the time because I was running around giving everybody advice on relationships and love. And she was always somebody that made me feel comfortable to be me and comfortable to kind of be, while, again, I was among my peers in a certain way, I was also moving kind of on a different path earlier than some of our peers. So I just wanted to tell you that you always made me feel comfortable to be me. You know what I'm saying? So I always appreciated you for that, man. So before
I never knew that.
I'm telling you, Keita, you will always make me feel good about myself. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, considering just the other night you told me you thought I was mean and angry. So that
towards others. And she's mad that I told her that. So we gonna get into that in just a second. But
I wasn't mad. I was just shocked.
Okay. Well, we gonna find out in just a second. But tell the audience a little bit about yourself. where you come from, your humble beginnings, and if you can transition that into what was your family dynamic growing up, brothers, sisters, mother, father, that whole thing.
Mm. Okay, well, some of this stuff, my memory, you know what I'm saying? Bear with me, please.
Yeah.
Um, from what I can recall, if I'm wrong, because I'm sure my mom gonna listen to this and correct me, but
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken, she was from the, I want to say the west side. As far as I know, she's from Chicago, but I want to say the west side of Chicago.
Okay.
And my understanding is that she used to go down to the south for the summertime, to that side of the family in the summertime in Mississippi. And I think she's met my dad, to my understanding, but it was just on some young kid stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then later on, she had my brother when she was 15.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, my brother when she was 15. And some things happened that, no need to go into that. But she ended up back in Mississippi to
Okay.
live.
Okay.
And to my understanding, she met my dad because they already had previous history, and he took her and my brother in.
Mm-hmm.
And he, was had his own house and job and money and things like that. And here she is with this son, and he, basically took him in, and they got married when she was 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then at 20, saying, I showed up on the scene. And
Okay.
I'll be sitting here telling a lie, Jay, if I told you I could remember like a lot of childhood memories. I don't really have a whole lot of childhood memories, not as a family. I mean, I could
Mm.
tell you like some different, situations or memories with my mom and my brother versus with my dad, but I don't just have like a whole lot of childhood memories. So I'll be
Hmm.
totally lying.
Well, so
I don't know.
when do you feel like you can start, around what time do you kind of have things that you can kind of touch,
Mm,
taste, and see from your childhood?
I'm gonna just be real. I don't have really. It's crazy because I was just talking to one of my best friends the other night, and I was telling her like, Jay wanted me to talk on girl. I don't, because and she was just asking me just some questions too, and she was like, well,
Mm-hmm.
what do you remember as your family, like as a family? And I said, well, I had to get clearly, what do you mean as a family? And she's like, with your mom, your dad, your brother, and I don't have any memories at all of my mom, dad, me, and my brother. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't.
That's interesting.
No, I can't recall any. I can't recall any.
No warm,
Um,
fuzzy moments or anything like that, so to speak.
I can't recall no warm fuzzy moments, and I'm not gonna even sit up here and cap just because
Right, I
I
got you.
can't recall. I can't recall like none really.
Hmm.
Um,
What can you
my
say?
under,
What was your most vivid childhood memory period? Just whether with your mom or just a
mm,
relationship that you had as a youngster, or what?
like I said, okay. So my mom and dad got divorced. I think when I was 10. I want
Okay.
to say when I was 10.
Hmm.
I think it was like some infidelity issues or some things like that. And my mom, like, my mom is a very sharpshooter, like real, like the real. Like
Right.
she's from the west side of Chicago all
Hmm.
day long,
Yep.
and still to this day
Hmm.
want all the smoke. Okay, so my
Right.
dad is the same way, except he's more southern. He's very, very cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? Very aggressive to where. My mom was very affectionate towards us, though, and kids and stuff like that. Although my dad was a manly man, I just don't think how they are back then. I just don't think he really just knew how to be affectionate or say the things that you supposed to say to your daughter versus,
Okay.
and when I mean that, like I was giving an example the other day. It's like, a normal dad would be like, well, don't choose that car, baby. Let's just look at something else,
Hmm.
or something. My daddy is straight. You don't need that car. Your booty gonna be hanging all in the cup holders. That's just
Right.
him, though.
Right.
That's just how he is. So you're
Hmm.
dealing with two sharpshooters raising two kids. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So
Hmm.
my brother is a more softer version.
Okay.
I'm both of them together
Okay.
in the best way possible. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I don't really have too many memories of them together. However, after they divorced, we did move a lot.
Ah. Okay.
My grandmother died, and then 6 months later, my mom's dad died.
Hmm.
So here she is, not even 30, I think, when both of her parents were gone. with 2 kids, divorced, trying to figure it out. So we moved a lot. She worked a lot, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, to make sure me and my brother were straight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, During that time, my brother ended up going to Job Corps, so it was just me and my mom a lot,
Mm-hmm.
just me and my mom. And my dad was doing his own thing. He was around, but it's like you don't understand that something was wrong with it until you get older.
Right.
But during that time, I knew where he lived. I knew his number all the time. I was always invited, but he was never like, he just wasn't checking for we weren't checking for each other. We just
Mm-hmm.
weren't. I would pop up on him, check up on him sometimes. I know he was cool, but I also was grown, like kind of I was working
Mm-hmm.
and had a full license and everything by 15, Jay.
Where was you working at 15?
I was working at this little mall joint called Steak Escape. Me and
Steak and
my friend,
skate?
Steak Escape.
Escape.
Steak Escape. Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
escape. Yeah.
I thought you
My
said steak and
friend
skate like you get a steak and skate. I'm like, what type of
did escape.
Mississippi
Yeah,
foolishness is this?
no.
Okay.
Skate dead underneath the table. Who gonna put some skates? No.
Okay.
So my friend worked there and she was young too when we went to school, and she was, my mom was a single mom just working. And Jay, I just wanted to do something to where she didn't have to worry about take care of my needs.
Okay.
But I want to take care of my wants. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Mm-hmm.
want you to have to work that hard to make sure I'm straight, because let's be clear, we never lived in the projects, and then we was probably like 3 streets up, but we never stay in the projects. And my mom has
Right.
always kept her stuff together. My mom cooked every day.
Mm.
She worked. We had, honey, home interior all up and through the house. Home interior, look at me, all the sip coming out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we always had the nice house, the nice clothes.
Mm-hmm.
She worked hard, Jay. So I just wanted to just get my own stuff so she could not have to work that much. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Understood.
So I started working and I had a car. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to school literally a full time like worker. By the time I was a senior, I'm working a full time job and going to school. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But again, I didn't even realize that was a lot as a child. You know what I'm
I
saying? I
got
didn't
you.
even it didn't even register me that was the thing, because I was just, I had my own stuff. I didn't have to ask my mom. I had my own car, my own
Mm-hmm.
gas,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm. So that tells me a lot, actually. But what year did you graduate from high school?
2002.
So you're '02. You like Liz? She graduated '02. Y'all little youngsters.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. She graduated '02. So let's see. You graduated high school. Now, what kind of
Hmm.
you said that you was kind of independent kid, so you didn't really would you classify Marquita was a good young lady, or were you mischievous?
Um,
Ah.
you know what? I've always honestly been like kind of, I ain't gonna say mature before my time, but my mom was so cool. I wasn't a troubled child. I'm sure I had a slick mouth like
Mm,
any other child that go through
mm.
that teenage
We talking
phase
about how
or
slick
whatever
your
the
mouth
case
is
may
now,
be.
but
You know what I'm saying? But my mama from the west side of Chicago, though, she
yeah.
didn't play none of that. So I wouldn't, it
Yeah.
wasn't no talking back. It was not. But I wasn't a bad kid. Like I worked and went to school. And when I wasn't working and going to school, I was, what I'm saying, probably booed up or with my
Mm-hmm.
best friends out
Mm-hmm.
kicking it and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Like I was just doing like just regular teenage stuff. I never was like a party animal. I've always been just real laid back. I've always been, we gonna say, I wouldn't say sneaky, I'm gonna say private.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't like I don't like nobody to know really, like I like them to think they know, but they really
okay.
don't have a clue. You know what I'm saying, or what's going on.
Okay.
So
All right. So not sneaky, y'all, but private, which is another
yeah,
way
I'll
of
say
saying sneaky.
private. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't sneaky because I mean I really didn't have a curfew because I had proved to my mom that I was responsible. And the
Mm-hmm.
only thing she used to tell me is, baby, enjoy your life, don't get no kids. Enjoy your life, don't get no kids.
Okay.
Like so that was instilled in my head. So I was very, responsible early, like on birth control. Not saying I was out here wilding, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, my mom was that realistic about, we had realistic conversations because she got pregnant at 15.
Right.
So she was very real and very raw very early with me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
I can appreciate that.
disappointing my mom just wasn't an option.
Okay.
That's what it was. I think I disappointed her one time, and it's just she cried, and I'm just like, why is she crying? But now that I'm older, it's because,
Yeah.
she was busting her tail, making sure I had everything I needed, and that's like, this is how you repay me. So I don't know. I may have had a smart mouth here and there, still not liking what she had to say, but I wasn't a trouble child. I ain't never got a speeding ticket before, Jay. I know a lot of people. I ain't never been in a fist fight. People don't give me credit.
Okay.
They don't give me credit, Jay. They don't give me credit.
I
I ain't
told
never
y'all
fought. I ain't
she's a
never.
comedian. She's
I've
hilarious.
never fought. I've never gotten a ticket. I'm scary too.
Okay.
I don't like. And I hate confrontation. Contrary to what some people may think, I hate confrontation. It makes
But
me so
y'all, she's
uncomfortable.
saying this, but she has one of the slickest mouths that you've
I
ever heard in
do.
life.
I was born into this, though. I just
She's a
told you I didn't choose this
contradiction.
life. I didn't choose this life. It chose me, Jay.
So let's do this, Keita. So I want to revisit the relationship with your father and kind of the example that you have from your mom, because I think that plays a key role into Keita, the grown woman now. But what so after high school, what happened in this? Well, oh, you know what? I forgot to ask you. If you had to title the story of your life, what would it be?
I know you lying. That's the only thing.
Huh?
I know you
I
lying.
know
That's the
you
only thing
lying.
I can.
I know you lying.
That's the
Okay.
only thing I can think of. Because
Okay.
this thing, you know what? The thing about life that's so tricky but overwhelming and beautiful at the same time
Mm-hmm.
is you are literally winging it. There's no instructions.
Yeah.
There's no. You can't go to the back and what you call the back when the people cheat, which is just the answers.
Right. I
Period. I
got you.
don't know
Yeah.
what they
Right.
call it. You know what I'm
Yep.
trying to say.
Yep.
You just literally just got to wing it.
Yep.
And then the sad part, I guess it could say sad, is that okay, I can use the way that I used to be or mean. And I get how some people could think that because I still am a sharpshooter, but like I told you, I try to be a little bit more tactful. I try to listen
Mm.
before I respond, even though I'm still quick on my feet though. But I try to really hear the person out and not just when they sound stupid, try not to say, you sound dumb as hell. I
Right.
try to, maybe they're not stupid. Maybe there is more than one way to skin a cat. The way you skin it is a little time consuming, so to speak, but
Right.
it's getting skinned. So now I try to look at it like that. So
She's developed tech. So
to,
you've matured. You've grown.
I'm trying. It's don't You got to
Now,
know your triggers too, though.
for sure. Now, talking about your maturity, are we allowed to tell the audience how old you are?
I'm 37, proud, honey. I look
Okay,
good.
37 years old, beautiful and
Yeah.
proud. Okay, so
Yeah.
after you finished high school, what was next?
Jay, I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I hated school. I
Okay.
hated school. My friends were so smart and they had they college picked out and I
Hmm.
just know I didn't want to work at Steak Escape the rest of my life and I know
Right.
I didn't want to work at no factory.
Hmm.
And I think not saying my mom was wrong, but as a single mom now that I'm older, it's the when you get how you get 18, hey,
Hmm.
you know, you either going to get out of school or you gotta go,
Right. Yeah.
I done did my part.
Right.
So I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I went through a really tough time to where I don't mind sharing that my brother almost died.
Oh, okay.
My brother after he graduated Job Corps. I'm probably not putting it in the right order. So mama, my bad
Hmm.
girl, my bad girl.
Hmm.
Cause I don't know. Um, he ended up going to Chicago to meet his biological father.
Okay.
So he ended up staying up there, whatever the case may be. And, long story short, he ended up getting, robbed.
Mm.
And my brother was comatose for, I think, I don't want to, Mama, I'm sorry,
Right.
Red, I'm sorry if you're listening. My brother was in the hospital a long
Right. Yeah. Let's just say
time,
long.
Jay.
Yeah. Hmm.
A long time. He's comatose a long time.
Wow.
So here my mom is. I think I'm a senior in high school.
Hmm.
She got a child up here. And it's like, I got to leave my baby
Hmm.
by herself to go up to Chicago to check on my other baby
Hmm.
to make sure I don't lose my child. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. You're
That's
talking about
gotta be a
what your mom was thinking. Right.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
gotta be a horrible when you get older and you think about that, I'm 17, Jay, 16, 17.
Right.
My brother up here comatose on life support.
Hmm.
So it's like I gotta go. But the crazy part is about it, and how my mama raised me is that I took care of, like, I don't know, like, I can't, again, I don't know. I know I kept my mama house up while she was gone, and she didn't lose her house
Okay.
the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was gone like 6, 7 months. Like,
Wow.
my mom was
Okay.
gone.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, now that you're older, my daddy didn't come ask if I was hungry, Jay, and he stayed around the corner, like up the
Mm.
street type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mowed the grass.
Mm.
None of that. I don't know where he was.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't even register me to ask him, not even for a gallon of water while
Mm.
she was gone.
Mm-hmm.
It was me. Unfortunately, my best friend had lost her mom, and she had 2 twins.
Mm-hmm.
So she was kind of waiting on her apartment to come available, and God just lined it up to where her and the kids moved in with me while my mama was gone.
Wow.
And Jay, I'm working, going to school. We got a whole house,
Right. Right.
you know what
Right.
I'm saying, holding it down until my mama got back, and it just didn't get cut off, or
Wow.
we just made it do what it do. I had a couple other homies come down and help out a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, it worked out.
Okay.
So after that, I needed a break. All of that to say, long-winded, get to the point.
Mm-hmm.
All of that to say, after my mom got back and school was over, I finished school, thank God, because I hated school. I don't know why I hated it. So, you know what? I get distracted quick. It's boring just sitting there listening. Like, you know what I'm
I identify. I got you.
saying? I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get away, Jay.
Okay.
I just wanted to get away. So it was either Texas or Chicago, and I wouldn't have probably lasted 3 weeks there with that mouth. So I came on to Texas. I came
Now
on
you
here.
you have family here though, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Right.
My uncle,
That's
my
right. Yeah.
uncle is here. My
Yep.
mom's brother is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's funny that commonality of Chicago. I know a lot of people that went from Mississippi to Chicago. I know a lot of people from where we from in Arkansas went to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That commonality is
hmm
crazy. So you get here to Texas. Now, was working at the call at Convergence, was that your first job here?
No, Mark was my first job
So
where I
you
met
started at
Kenny.
Mark. Okay.
I
Okay.
started at Mark.
Hmm.
That was my first time coming here. And when I moved here, it was horrible, Jay.
Right.
It was
Okay.
awful. They lost all my luggage.
Yeah.
Um, I stayed with my uncle. He was a pastor, no shade. I love my uncle to death.
Hmm.
Lord knows I do. But again, nobody in my family was no pastor, so this environment is different.
Right. I got you.
And I'm 19, so I'm grown. Like,
Hmm.
I got rules, Jay. What?
Right. Right.
Rules?
Right. So when you
You
started
know?
working at Convergence, then you were about how old?
I was like, let's see. I was like 22, 23,
Yeah, so that's
22.
yeah. So that think about that, Keita. Then that means I was like 24, about to be 25, something
You
like that.
old like that, Jay?
I'm about to be 39 in March.
Dang! No, just
She
kidding. I
talking
didn't know
noise,
you
y'all.
was
She's
older than
37.
me.
This see how they do you. See how they do you. But
No, for real, I thought you was. I didn't know you was older than me. I don't know why I didn't know that.
yeah, so I think like in the success, the order of friends, we gonna call my crew Kathy, who's my biggest fan on here so far. I think she was like the oldest. She was the elder of us. Then it
Yes.
was like me, Issa, you, Tam, and then like Siobhan, all of them,
Yeah.
and me and Shannon and Chuck about this. Chuck, he's gonna listen to this interview. Nobody knows how old you really are. First of all, I just want to put that out there. Nobody knows how old Chuck really is. So
Chuck better know to this day the reason why I still laugh to this day when I hear his name. Oh my God, I can't even think about it because I have to think about something sad to calm me down. So I'm gonna just leave. I would just leave Chuck alone. Shout out to Chuck. He
shout out to
already know
Chuck. Shout out to
if
all
he
the
listening to this, I can assure you, like Marquita still ain't forgot. I ain't forgot. I
yeah.
have not forgot.
So shout out to all the Convergence crew, man. A lot of us have still
I'm
been
telling you,
tight,
man.
made some long standing, lifelong relationships at the Verge, man.
That
One of
place
the
is a movie.
Marquita, we don't have to go in detail, but can you tell people, just agree, Convergence is one of the craziest places you ever worked in your life?
I just said it should have been a movie. It was. It was so crazy. It was fun though.
It was fun. Keita, a lot of
It was so
times
ghetto and hood up in there.
people, because I worked at Convergence a total of 9 years, right? And people, I was a subject matter expert, so I would help with the training classes, y'all. And people would be like, "Hey, man, my wife need a job up there. Jay, can you get her on? I'll be like, don't send her up here. Don't send your wife up here. Okay?
Please don't.
Don't.
This is not.
Unless you try to test your situation out. Don't send her up here.
Hey,
But anyway,
period.
so we're going to jump into one of my first points I wanted to talk about. Keita has an issue with me, y'all, because I told her we were catching up the other day, and I'm going to let her get all her smoke off her chest. I told her that she always was not towards me, because we developed a very great relationship, because again, always felt the space with Keita to be me, and we would have great conversations. But sometimes because of her sharp wit and her slick tongue, I was like, yo, this chick is so angry all the time and talking fly. But she has given me this designation that she was mean but not angry. My argument is that mean and anger are bedfellows. They sleep together. They made babies. What is your rebuttal to that?
What I said was one can definitely trigger the other, but I was so happy. Like I told you, I was so happy then. Like things wasn't perfect, but I don't know why. Them was some of the funnest times of my life.
For
Like I
sure.
was young and have my, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a different state. I'm around these different people. I felt like I had a fresh start, and then to come to an even bigger call center from Mark, it was just like
Yeah.
it was lit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was loaded at
You
that
know what I'm
time.
saying?
If I
It was
remember
lit, but
if I
I
remember the
don't
numbers,
but I
it
was
was
always nice to you though. So that's why I'm like, what? But
right.
I will take that. I'm slick at the mouth, yes, but I'm very direct. I do not like beating around the bush, hinting all of that. I was straight. Look at what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because all of that still ain't gonna make me say yes. So let's just cut to it. No, period.
See,
So
see. Now, again,
y'all took that as that way.
I said that she wasn't mean to me. She was very nice and sweet to me. She's on the show now. But because Keita, I had that relationship with you. I was around you when you was slick talking a lot. I can remember sometimes people would walk down a little aisle that we was sitting in, and you be pew 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 shooting.
I probably would. I wasn't nothing. You know what? Hey, like they say, you got to live in your truth. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. So
Thank God for change, man. You know that.
right.
I wasn't no bully though.
No. I'm not saying
You
that.
know, yeah, I know that. But people that know me for real, they know. But yeah, I was, to know me back then was definitely to love me, because I wasn't friendly at all.
Okay.
I will say I wasn't friendly.
So then, you worked at Convergence for a number of years, and point number two that I wanted to go into with you is, what was your experience, young Marquita? She's here, she's living her life, she's having fun. What was dating like for you at that time as a young lady?
Mm,
Would you consider yourself successful or unsuccessful in relationships?
I had one relationship actually. It was
Mm-hmm.
one. He was from back home. He moved here. We
Mm-hmm.
both young, new environment. We seeing stuff we ain't never seen, but we hearing Spanish. You know what I'm saying? We like, it's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So we both just jumped straight in, head first. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like he working at a call center. I'm working at a call center.
Mm-hmm.
Put two and two together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
Yep.
So we end up breaking up, and that was my first boyfriend like that. So I was hurt. Like I'm talking about like hurt.
So you didn't date in high
Hurt.
school?
You know what I'm saying? I was, I'm talking about I was working and chilling. I was working and chilling. I ain't really you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I was chilling.
Okay, moving right along. So that was your first
You know what
boyfriend.
I'm saying?
That was your first boyfriend.
That is funny to me.
So you
That
broke
was my first boyfriend that I claimed like as my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? I done had other little couple, partners. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
understand.
that was my first real boyfriend. To
The
where,
audience understands. That was her
yeah,
first
that was my
boyfriend.
first real boyfriend, and
Okay.
I dog walked it. Boy, now that
Okay.
I think about it, I literally had to apologize to him. I've been in my new place about 4 years. I want to say he came down like 2 years
Hmm.
ago to my new spot, and I had to look that man in his face and apologize. And he got teary eyed on me and told me, "Thank you." That's how I know I hurt him, Jay.
What did you apologize for?
Oh, God, I was such. Here's the thing. Being that I wasn't raised in a household with a man, I never seen how to properly treat a man. I never saw how a
Mm.
woman is supposed to properly treat a man. You know what I'm saying? Any from a respect level to an intimate level. I never lived in a house with that, so that was foreign to me.
Yes.
I only took now that I'm older and I understand now. I picked up when my mom's boyfriend, would mess up how she would talk to, how she would talk
Right.
to him, not understanding that he did something to be talked to that way. That's not how you do that.
Right.
Even though I've seen her be very affectionate and things like that to them too,
Hmm.
again, it's me not knowing how to do it. So instead of, I would just make him feel, oh my God, so bad. Like I told you, like, why your stupid tail didn't take out the trash? So you been here all day and
Hmm.
you ain't did nothing. So you
Right.
just sitting around here, just you don't talk to nobody like that, Jay, especially your man. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right. Right. Well,
And it was just,
it's
woof.
let me piggyback off what because we were gonna go here, but she took us there. Thank you so much. So I think what is key, guys, what she's talking about is there's even in disagreements in a healthy relationship, there's a way that you disagree.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was talking to some folks about this today at work, and I saw this years ago, and I always loved it. It's Kevin Bacon and his wife Kira Sedgwick, right? And he was on a red carpet. I don't know how long they've been together, but they've been together, I don't know, 30, 40 years, whatever it is now. But it was years ago they were on this red carpet and they said, Kevin, how have you and Kira, what's the secret to how y'all stay together this long? And he basically said, keep the arguments clean and keep the sex dirty, is what he said.
Oh, I like
And
that.
I was like,
Yes.
I can rock with that.
Okay.
I can rock
Me
with that.
too.
I can deal with that. But oftentimes we keep sometimes because me and the homie was talking about it today. You'll go through this torrid love affair when you're dating, and then when you get into the committed relationship and marriage, you sterilize the bedroom, and then
Hmm.
you dirty up the communication and the arguments.
Yes.
Right? You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We
Hmm.
reverse the two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Marquita basically is saying that she picked up from her mom because oftentimes that's what we do. Even when we talk about our significant other, a lot of times we don't tell the glowing stuff about our significant other. We only tell people the bad stuff. And Marquita was latched on to when she was seeing the negative interaction between her mom and the boyfriend and say, okay, that's how I got to rock. I ain't gonna let no dude run over me. So this is how I have to operate with him. And oh, by
Oh,
the
yeah.
way,
Yeah.
she
Yes.
hadn't seen, she didn't have a frame of reference, you guys, for how to even move in a relationship, how to talk to a man, because for the most part in general, men want to be respected, women want to be loved. That's kind of the
Hmm.
generality of what our motivating factors are. You know what I'm saying? When the dude taps his wife in the middle of the night, say, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Can we do something? And when she say yes, he feels respected. He like, man, we on good footing right now. We in a good spot. When she say no, the respect level goes down and he's questioning, man, what's wrong? What did I do? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? The woman, when she sits down and come to tell you about how her day was, and you say, hey, when that happened, how did that make you feel? How did your boss make you feel when that happened? When Karen said that to you, what did you feel? That's building up the love, the appreciation. Oh, he cares about how I feel. But when you say, hey, I mean, if she talked to you like this, just leave that chicken. Why you even fool with that chick? Okay, he don't care. He just trying to fix. He ain't listening. He just want to fix. The love goes down. So it's the cycle is when a man is respected, he loves more, right?
Hmm.
When a woman is loved, she respects more.
Absolutely.
That's how it goes. So Marquita was in the cycle of trying to learn how to show respect to a man. So your next relationship, or how long would you say that it took as far as subsequent relationships for you to understand that you needed to make an alteration?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Jay. I ain't been in there since then. You know what? When I feel like that's the one thing with me, you ain't got but one time for me to learn my lesson, Jay. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't like constantly bumping my head. Now I done been in some situationships, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like like I was telling you the other day, when I see the red flags, I put you in a box.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that it's the right box to put you in,
Yep, we
I'm
got
not
there.
saying it's the right box to put you in, but I know that you ain't finna be in this box because if my dude wouldn't do this. So ain't
Right.
no way you think, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no
Right.
way you gonna make it over here. So we just gonna keep you over here. So I have yet to have met a man that I feel like that I would feel comfortable enough, or
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, that I trust enough based on whatever I may have saw or whatever
Mm-hmm.
was revealed. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody I want to give it a try. I've yet to meet a man that I feel like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a try and see what happens.
Okay, so let's do this then. So, key thing that you brought up and you talked about is the relationship with your father.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that now you guys, I'll say it for Marquita, is beautiful, independent woman, got her own, doing her own thing, making good bread, no babies. I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? She's doing her thing. But agree or disagree that that relationship or lack thereof with your dad fed some of this, the way that we have Marquita and her guardedness with men.
Absolutely, because you can't miss something you never had. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's where I struggle. It's kind of like I love my peace and what it brings, but at the end of the day, I'm a woman.
Yes.
I want companionship. I want a partner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because I'm so unfamiliar with it, I walk away from it very easily.
Mm-hmm.
Let me call or text you and you take 3 hours block, and I have to, again, that's the Tammy and the Kathys, and I
Mm-hmm.
know we weren't supposed to name drop, but shout out to them.
Well,
You
we
know
can
what I'm
shout out. We
saying?
just say, a certain
Okay,
story. But
so
yeah, shout out
my
to my
friends
sisters.
keep
Yes.
me, they keep me grounded. Like I wasn't that's still the part of me, the converges of me that
Right.
I have to work on, but it's also the convergence of me, or the sternness in me that's kept me out of a lot of, potentially hurt situations, or situations that could have went way left if I allowed it to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it definitely did affect it. And I didn't know that till I was grown. I thought that if you had father issues, that you didn't know who he was, or what I'm saying,
Yeah.
just the things that you read or you see about. It wasn't until I got older to where I'm like, you know what? It's got to be me.
Mm-hmm.
I can be honest enough and be like, you know what? I'm not coming in contact with these guys, and not saying like it's a whole, ain't
I
nobody
got you.
wrapped around nowhere, but you get what I'm
I
saying,
got
Jay.
you. I
Y'all know what I'm
understand.
saying.
I understand. But what if
It's
the
like, is it me? You know what I'm saying? I can be a woman enough to say like, maybe it's me. You know what I'm saying? So who else better to go talk to? I went and talked to a counselor. I went and signed up to go just, kind of talk about those issues. And when I began to talk about them, the
yeah.
questions that she was asking me, I was getting emotional. Not in a way of to where, oh, poor me, I have father issues. Let's be clear. Had I not turned out who I am, maybe, Jay.
Yeah.
But I turned out I'm super straight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have any resentment towards my father in that aspect of things.
Right.
However, it is mind boggling to me that I've told my father how I felt. One day I was driving home from work with no apparent reason. Anybody know me for real now that I know how to be a little bit more tactful. If something bothering me, I'm calling. Period. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just me though.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, I understand everybody's not like that, but to me, I don't want to prep you for me talking to you, because it gives you time for your mind to think and for your answers to not be what I feel like they should be. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Indeed.
So I
Indeed.
was just driving home from work one day and I was like, you know what? It's my daddy fault I don't know how to communicate with these dudes. I'm treating them
Mm.
like they homies, Jay. Like,
Right. Right.
you
Right.
know what I'm saying? And that's not cool because I'm a woman. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be like this. So it's like I was driving home, he at work, and I was like, hello, this is Reverend Charles. He don't answer like, hey, baby.
Right, right.
Sometimes he will. And I'm like, what you doing, Daddy? He was like, oh, nothing, baby, just sitting here doing so and so and so and so. And I just, out of nowhere, Jay, I said, Daddy, I said, I'm a good person.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gave you any problems. I've never did anything right or wrong. He's like, yeah, yeah. I said, why didn't you like put me on game with men or like show me affection or
Mm-hmm.
tell me I'm pretty or take me on dates or just show me how to be treated by a man? Because right now I feel like I'm struggling because it's so unfamiliar. Like, I know that you love me.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about it. I know he loves me, Jay, but I don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? You telling me and showing me is two totally different things, but why didn't you never want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
And most people would have been upset about his answer, but I got it. And I
Mm-hmm.
was okay with it. He simply said, well, baby, and his voice tone, he got softer. You know what I'm saying? My dad is a manly man. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? You
right,
can tell I just caught him off guard, but you could tell it was what he was finna say was genuine. And I had to ask myself, well, this what you called for? So,
right.
hey, so I'm nervous, and the only thing he said was, well, baby, I guess I don't know how.
Mm.
With your brother, I could, take him fishing, take him hunting. I could do all of these things. But you know what I'm saying? He just, I don't know, baby. I don't have an answer. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're beautiful.
Mm.
I'm so proud of you.
Wow.
I talk about you all the time. I tell them, why you don't ever tell me the good stuff? Tell me the good stuff too. Stop. You brag to your friends about me, but tell me how you feel about me. I like to hear stuff about me too. Shoot, like, talk to me. Talk to me. Like, what can I do as your daughter to be more engaged? Because I'm not gonna give up on. That's my daddy, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
letting you know that I'm aware now, and whatever you did, in the past or he was young, who knows what he had. When you get older, you realize your parents are people just like the rest of us
Yep.
trying to figure it out.
Yep. Indeed.
They were young. I'm not the person to harp on, oh my God, you weren't there. Because again, I'm okay, Jay. I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that why this, that ain't got nothing to be. But what we gonna do now to fix it? Because I still kind of feel like this. So I
Mm-hmm.
still need you to kind of step up. Now that you know that it's bothering me,
Mm-hmm.
show up for your girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he still didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's just, the truth is, me and my daddy ain't gonna never have no typical daddy daughter relationship. I mean, okay, and I'm okay with that, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he's doing well, as long as he's happy and healthy, then that's all I care about. I know he loves me. When I go home, we cut up, we have a good time, but
Mm-hmm.
he's just not a phone person like that. And if he don't think to call, he ain't gonna call, and you just have to be okay with that. It's not personal.
Right.
He's always been like that. And that's what I have to tell myself. It's not like he woke up one day and was like, oh, I'm finna, what I'm saying? I'm sure he got better a little bit after I told him, but you can only keep up a side for so long. You gonna go back to you gonna
Right.
go back to who you are. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. And
but we
it's
cool now.
I
We
think
cool.
I think what's cool and really dope about you and Brave is oftentimes we aren't willing to have that crucial conversation, which is what you did. We call it crucial conversations. And Skeens and I have talked about it a lot in the age of coronavirus, that people need to have crucial conversations because we've been forced to be around each other more. But you made that decision then to kind of drill down and try to find out what makes you you, and to make that trek into wanting to be a better version of yourself, because that's what's key, like you talk about in the life journey, in this process where we kind of just, there's so much of it that we try to control but that we don't, and we're just trying to figure this thing out as we go along. And you
Hmm.
already hit on a key point that Skeens and I were kind of talking about off camera here, is that not only do we look at the frame of reference that we have or don't have, but those that we're trying to be in relationship as well, we got to look at the frame of reference they do or don't have as well, whether
Hmm.
it's our fathers, whether it's
Hmm.
romantic relationship, whether it's a relationship for friends and family. We all have frames of reference that we're pulling from. and that we're
Yeah.
trying to use as our example of what to do. But
Hmm.
sometimes we have to make the decision to shatter those frames. We got to break them and rebuild new
But let
ones.
me tell you what happened though, Jay.
Yeah.
Let me show you how God worked though. So I told you I had got injured
Right. That's
last
right.
year. I want to say, yeah,
Yep.
I had a bone spur, which some freaky accident stuff that don't even really happen. Of course, it would happen to the kid, right? I
Yep.
ain't never played a sports a day in my life,
Right.
okay?
Right.
But I here I am with a broken heel. A heel off my piece of my heel was broken, which sliced my Achilles, caused it to rupture.
Wow.
So I'm down bad. I got stairs in my house. I can't stay at my house, in my mom's house, 5 months. I call my daddy. Daddy, I'm just letting you know I have to have surgery. Well, this happened, my Achilles. A lot of people don't really know what Achilles is.
Hmm.
So he's just like, okay, well, let me know if you're gonna have to have surgery. Like I'm telling you, like
Right. Right.
I'm gonna have to have surgery. They
Yep.
know if I'm gonna have to.
Hmm.
Okay, long story short, shout out to my mama.
Hmm.
Held it all the way down. I didn't know, what I got to learn my mom during those times because I was vulnerable. I had to have her help with a lot. So I feel like I took that time, just like with my dad, with my mom.
Hmm.
Hey, come sit in here with me and talk to me.
Hmm.
What's going on, girl? Nothing. What's going on with you? Nothing. Mama, why you don't like people?
Mm.
Why you ain't got no friends? Why you don't deal with people? Like, why you've always been so like since I can remember, she's always been the same, but she's such a sweetie pie. She has such a good heart. Oh
Hmm.
my God.
Hmm.
That lady, let me tell you, I can't even talk about that lady. I get emotional.
I got you.
But I just learned about her history and her past. And
Hmm.
when she got to telling me some of the stuff she endured, Jay, it's like, oh my God,
Right.
really? Like, oh my
Right.
God. Everything made sense. Why
Hmm.
she was so guarded, why she was
Right.
so everything made sense to where it made me be like, you know what? And I felt like during that time, she got to know me because you got to understand, I moved here when I was 19 away from both of my parents. My mom literally just moved back 4 years ago.
Okay.
So I was gone from both of them during that time. So they didn't really know me being around me daily for years.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt like she took, took that time to kind of get to know me and understand like, this is why it is. Because sometimes, I would be, she'll get on her little rants of how your day was. Well, I was like, Mama, tell me something good.
Hmm.
What good happened today? Let's
Right.
talk about something good that happened today. And then
Hmm.
as well, and I know that that's because she loves me, but I never knew, I don't have children.
Hmm.
So I never knew, like, I don't know how deep a mother's love run
Right.
until I was unable to do anything for myself. And my mama worked. My mama got a husband. She took my bath. I ate every day. She washed my clothes. I'm talking about Jay. I felt like such a burden. I would just cry like, oh my God, you got to do. And she would just cry and just look at me and be like, what are this is what I'm here for. You ain't need me since you was 19 years old, baby. Just heal.
Hmm.
And I got this, had to drive me to work for 5 months straight. My mama don't drive like that. I couldn't because it was my right foot, so I couldn't drive.
Hmm.
So just did everything. All of that to say my daddy, I think my dad bought me a pair of sneakers. He bought me a satchel that I had to have because being on crutches and a scooter for 5 months, my hands weren't as, where they weren't free.
Hmm.
So he got me a backpack, but I had to call and tell him my doctor's appointments. I would have to call and remind him of certain things because, nothing has changed in his life. So, my mama the one over here. So all of that to say, it's just like it was another hurtful thing that hurt my feelings. I was crying one night when I was in the shower. My mom was like, baby, why do you keep doing this to yourself? The sooner you understand your daddy is who he is, the better off you're going to be, baby.
Hmm.
Because, it's probably more she wanted to say, but,
Right. Yeah.
So, long story short, I don't want to get the date wrong. I want to say I'm such a perfectionist at time and stuff because I feel
Don't worry
like if it
about it.
ain't
So
right, I'll be
sometime
lying. But it's
later.
okay. He got COVID. My dad
Hmm.
got COVID when the stuff first came out to where people didn't even know for sure if it was a hoax or not because it was just that, when it
Right.
first hit everybody like, oh my God. So my stepmom called and told me, I'm saying my dad wasn't feeling well, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, okay, again, we don't know nothing about this. So I'm like, okay, got COVID. He gonna be all
Hmm.
right. He good and healthy. So
Hmm.
to show you how much we didn't communicate like via video chat. I didn't even know my dad knew how to work a phone like that. He
Right.
had got an upgrade of a phone, but again, we've never duo chatted. We've never just been on the phone like that. We've never text. I didn't even know he could text until he got COVID, you know?
Okay.
So it was times to where, it was everything was fine. I would video chat him every day just to see his face because he's in quarantine. So even though, Daddy, I love you, but you left your girl out to dry.
Mm-hmm.
When I was down bad and the most vulnerable and helpless I'd ever been in my life, he was MIA, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, whatever I could do to make him not feel how I felt, I was gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So here I am calling, hey, what's going on? We on day 7. I'm all right, I'm all right, you know what I'm saying? So it's good. I feel good. He's sounding good, Jay, everything going good.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I want to say about day 9 or day 10. That stuff took a turn. I looked at him. I said, ooh, you don't look too good. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, I almost lost my dad due to COVID. He was ICU'd a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
It's a couple times they called the family. His wife is a nurse. Shout out to my stepmama, because if it wouldn't have been for her being a nurse, my daddy probably would have been dead.
My.
But her knowing how he breathed and paying attention and taking his temperature and putting her step. My brother had to go because I have a little young brother.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, he's 14 now. Shout out to my baby.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to go away and allow his mom, so he wouldn't get sick, to take care of my dad. And it was bad. A couple of times he wasn't keeping oxygen in his lungs. And my dad is not a spiritual person. Never have been. He don't talk about no God. Honey, if you know Bo, that is just not what he do.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time in my life, I heard my dad talk about God.
Wow.
I called my daddy 3 times a day, in the morning before I went to work, on my lunch, and when I went home every night before I went to bed. It had got so bad to where I'm like, God, I don't know, just prepare me for whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, he would come home and be doing good. Next thing I know, I get a call. He's back in. He's losing oxygen. Just the worst of the worst. So we literally didn't know what was going to happen. And just out of nowhere, well, he said he talked to God. I mean, that's what he said,
Wow.
So he just turned around and he was doing better. You know what I'm saying? And, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I'm crying just out of like, oh my God, if this is what it took for us to get here to talking, video chatting 3 times a day, and I'm seeing this softer side of him to where when I'm calling this, hey baby, so his wife is scared because she's like, I don't like it because
Okay.
this ain't him. But a piece of me, Jay, I was like, oh my God, yes, like
Right.
this, I'm excited. Like this, my daddy, so I'm hyped. Like, ooh, this what I've been waiting on.
Yeah, a part of you was being watered, so to speak.
Yeah. And honey, he got better and fell right back in the waves. But all of that to say that I wanted it to be that no matter how much he's done me, that I'm going to always forgive him. He not finna do certain stuff and get away with it because I'm too vocal for that. However, I was there for you. You can never say I wasn't there for you when you didn't need me, despite my whole life you being MIA in some huge, you know what I'm saying, trouble watery times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not gonna leave you like that. I ain't gonna do you like that. And I know that's my mom and me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and y'all, Marquita just dropped a huge gem. Again, another topic that Skeens and I talked about is the forgiveness topic. And forgiveness is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiveness is what removes you. You know what I'm saying? Is what takes that burden off of you. You know what I'm saying? And even, a lot of times in these days, it's common to reciprocate that negativity that you receive. But as we move and we elevate as people and we mature, I want to be the example of what I see or what I want to see in other people, even if I don't see it in them. And that's what you did. And again, you've broken the mold, you've broken that frame, and you're making a new frame of reference. That's what you've chosen to do in life. And again, guys, Marquita is a black woman, and we know in our culture that it's, she says that she knew that there was some things in her where she needed to go and sit down with somebody. You know what I mean? And she made that decision to do that because she as Skeens and I always talk about as well, is being intentional about life, intentional about your relationships. And it's always intentional about the improvements and things that you want to do. And that's what she's doing. That's what she has done. And, I just salute you for that. Now, I want to talk about a little bit more, just your experience in, I would say this, and tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
I was sitting and thinking about it, and I was sharing this with you the other day, but I talked with another young lady that we used to work with, and I was saying that a lot, and I try not to use the word a lot, but there's a number of ladies that I know that I have built relationships with over the years. I was friends with, cool with, and I see that I don't see them in successful relationships for whatever the reasons are. You know what I'm saying? There's a myriad of reasons. You were telling me yourself that oftentimes, as far as married people, you don't see married people in happy relationships. Why do you think that is?
I think of lack of communication and comfortability, honestly. I think everybody just gets so comfortable with being content or comfortable doing whatever they may be doing outside of their marriage. Not saying it's nothing like that. Whatever they do,
Yeah, whatever
they
it
get
is.
so
Yeah.
they get so content with the outside. We're gonna say outside balance. I like that.
Hmm.
We're gonna say they get so content with the outside balance that they don't even care to work on what's going on. That they don't care to work on the foundation of what's going on because they too busy patching the hole here, patching the hole there, instead of just saying, "Hey, let me quit patching and let me remodel this joint." You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because it's just like I was telling you the other day. I don't know. I mean, not. I toggle back and forth. A piece of me, I do want companionship, but whoever date me gonna have to literally be my friend.
Of
And I know that's
course.
so cliche to say,
Yeah.
but I got plenty of people that love me. Love ain't enough, not for
Hmm.
me.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, everybody's different, but
Hmm.
I got people that love me to death. So I'm full of love. You know what I'm saying? I just want somebody that's going to take the time to get to know me so that I can love you. You know what I'm saying? Get to know me so that I can get to know you and we can, rock this thing out together and in a agree to disagree way if that's what it comes to. But again, I don't like confrontation. So if we arguing or doing too much of that, I'm going to walk away anyway because I'm too old for that.
So let's talk
Me
about the
personally.
the homework assignment I gave you the other day. Did you do it?
I did do it and I left it downstairs, but I think I can remember some stuff that I wrote because I ain't going down them stairs.
Okay, yeah, I just need it in
Um,
general. So, guys, before Keita and I got off the phone the other day, I asked her. We were having a discussion, and we went around the world for quite a bit, but then we ended up back at square one. And again, the salute that I give to Keita is that she has enough perspective and has pushed her ego down enough where she can say, "Yeah, that's something that I got to check about me." You know what I'm saying? So I was asking, ladies, let me know what you think about this. Skeens and I talk about this all the time. Number one thing, oftentimes when you're in relationships, situationships, as Keita has said, you will, while you may go far down the road and get a flat tire, there was an indicator way back that the tire was going low and that you
yeah,
should have pulled over. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? We'll put it that way. So, what you have to do oftentimes as women, or as we're talking about women, but in general, you have to know what your expectations are in the relationship. What are your make or breaks? What are your top five? What are your prerequisites to gain access and entry into the exclusive club of me? And oftentimes, we interject other things that cloud our vision and cause us to be disillusioned about that. And we allow people entrance into this exclusive club when they never should have been there in the first place. So,
Hmm.
all that said, what Keita and I were discussing are, what is your prerequisite? What are your top fives? Whatever you want to call it. What is Keita? Because my vision for Keita as her brother and knowing the wonderful person that she is, I want to see her in a successful, loving relationship. So,
Come on, speak it on me, Jay.
you know what I'm
Speak it on
saying?
me.
So, What are you looking for? How can a man gain entrance to the exclusive club of you?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how I did because I kind of, I get distracted a lot,
Yeah.
and I did it at work. So I was,
Okay.
so the way I think what I typed up was what I look for in a man.
Okay.
That's what I put.
Hmm.
If I recall, the first thing I said I look for in a man is a friend. Like I said, I need somebody that can. I need to be me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm Marquita 8 to 5, but I'm a one day I think I'm a thug. One day I think I'm a drug dealer. One day I think, you know what I'm saying? I'm prissy. I'm emotional. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a big ball of whatever the
Right.
mood
I told
throws.
her
You know what I'm
she's a
saying? But I'm not a
contradiction,
bad.
but we all are. We all are.
You know what I'm? Yeah. So it's like I need somebody who I can truly be myself around because you know what I'm saying. I'm a sharp. I can't. I'm a straight shooter. So I need somebody that can be able to be my friend on the days that I don't feel like being a girlfriend.
Okay, so number
You know what I'm
one
saying?
is be my friend.
Be my friend. Number two, you gotta be able to make me laugh too. And that ain't hard because I am so silly. But if you
Okay.
lame and you can't make me laugh, like that's annoying. So
Number two, be her friend.
no. It was funny.
Make me laugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm,
look at you.
I'm trying to do my sound effects at the same time every time you say one.
You know what? I'm done. Not the sound effect.
Go ahead.
Okay. The other one is thick skin. I need a person with thick skin and that's able to correct me as well when I'm wrong. So I need a person that can accept that, you know what I'm saying, what I say all the time. It may not be the best way to say it, but you know me enough to know I don't mean any harm. I'm never going to purposely hurt anybody that I care for, love, and adore ever.
Okay,
It may
Lord.
come off a bit crucial because it's coming from me. So, I can be a bit aggressive, but you have to understand it's not coming off in a bad way. So I don't need a person that can't handle, you know what I'm saying, a tactful truth. I can't do that.
Okay,
And I want somebody to correct me too. I can't have somebody scared to put me in my place and correct me when I'm wrong too. You know what I'm saying?
okay, number three, thick skin. Okay, got it. All right, what's number four?
Number four was I would like they don't have to be a smart guy because let's be clear, you know what I'm saying? I ain't go to college and then I'm,
Yeah, you still
God,
intelligent.
I'm very, you know what? God be looking out, boy.
Yeah,
He be looking out. The jobs I got, I'm supposed to have degrees like a mug. Shout out
right,
to my folks. But
right, indeed.
I like to learn stuff.
Okay,
As much as I like, you know what I'm saying? As much as I love to learn stuff. Like, even if it's something I didn't, I just like to learn stuff from whoever, I'm dating or talking to. I like for them to, teach me some things. I like to learn and, I like to learn. So
okay,
I don't know
so
how else you say it, but like to learn something.
okay,
Um, this one is, we touched on this one and I know it may be a little far fetched, but
okay.
I'm 37, so this they probably gonna like, what girl, you don't go on, but I would prefer I hyphenated it just
Mhm,
for you,
mhm,
right? Just for you.
mhm.
I would prefer a man with no children, but I understand that it's like finding a needle in a haystack at 37. I get it.
Mhm.
But whomever I date, I would like for them to have a respectful relationship with their child's mother and to be an active father as well, because that's definitely, at first, I'm not going to lie. So I don't care if they got no relationship with their child or not. But again,
Mhm.
after you go sit down and address certain things, I couldn't date a man that's, you know, um, not even part time, but just, got pictures of their kid, but they don't know nothing about they're not active in their child's lives. So if they do have children, they have to be active in their child's lives and they have to have a respectful relationship with the child's mother. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying be doing with that extra stuff, but you know, because you know what I'm saying? They be trying to make it seem like these girls be out here crazy when they still be over there
Laying it down.
getting breakfast cooked. Yeah, get on out of here. You over there. You know what I'm saying?
Over
You
there getting
over
the egg
there,
scrub before you
I'm
steal.
literally scrambling eggs,
Right.
and you want to sit up here and act like she crazy. Nah, you just stayed the night the other day, boy. What is you
Yeah.
talking
You
about? You
confusing
know?
things. Okay.
Yeah, so not a confusing relationship like that, but literally like two grown adults, like we're co-parenting. This is what it is,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay. I like it. Very good. Very good.
And I think the last two were hygiene. Oh my God, I'm so big on hygiene because you know me, Jay. You're a reflection of me and vice versa. You
Hmm.
know,
Okay.
and white people can say a lot about me, but they gonna never tell you I stink. You know what I'm saying? That's just one thing. I'm big on hygiene. Big on cleanliness and
Okay.
haircuts and just you know what I'm saying. So absolutely, like good hygiene is a must. And I think the final one was stability, please.
Okay.
Some stability.
What does
I'm
stability
not
mean?
saying, I was just about to clarify, I'm not
Okay.
saying that you have to have, and let's be clear, I'm just a regular old Joe out here living comfortable. Let's be clear. I ain't driving no Audi and I got a Kia Optima. It's clean though, you know. I
Okay.
got a nice place that I
Yes.
work hard, but I ain't just, you know what I'm saying? I live very comfortable.
Hmm.
I could probably step it up a couple notches, but I like to stay comfortable because I come from, a single mom home. So you
Hmm.
can make, I live very comfortable for,
Hmm.
So as long as you have like a place of your
Hmm.
own job,
Hmm.
some goals that you're working with something, you know what I'm saying? When I say stable, I mean mentally too. Like I want you to be able to be okay and work through your issues too. Don't try to come bring your stuff to me. You know what I'm saying? So stability as far as just financially, mentally, and just you trying to make something. I ain't saying you got to have it all together because again, it's life. Everybody is dealt a different hand of cards. Who am I to judge
Hmm.
the pace that you're moving at? But when a mug being lazy versus somebody just trying to you know, get it together or something happened to where they kind of maybe fell on a hard time due to the pandemic. You just never know.
Hmm.
You can tell the difference of a person that's working towards something with something they're working towards versus somebody that's just content with just doing the bare minimal. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a dollar amount attached to stability?
I wouldn't say there's a dollar amount attached to stability, but I want you to blow a bag on me if that's what, like
What does that mean?
what I mean by that, like I ain't no cheap date. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, so be
let's
specific though.
go.
What is that? What is a night out on the town?
I don't know because Jay ain't been on no date in so long. Can I tell you something?
See,
Don't last. Now? Oh
wait.
Lord,
I got to stop you right there,
what Jay?
guys. Oftentimes, we will find that these beautiful women like Marquita can tell us more what they don't want than what they do want. She can tell you what it looked like of what she doesn't want, but what does it look like?
Okay,
So
I'm gonna
let's
be
go
honest.
back. What does a night, I'm not a cheap date, blow a bag on me? What does that mean?
That was just me talking like the rappers, but not really like
I'm
that.
just saying, Keita, what is that? Let's
No,
let's
no, just
envision it.
playing.
Let's
I'm
talk
just
about it.
playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. So it's that was funny. That was funny. So when I say, I mean, first of all, let me say this. I
Hmm.
haven't been on a date in so long, and
Okay.
it's not because I haven't been offered a date. Let's be clear,
Okay.
but y'all just don't know. These guys I hear y'all are like you know what I'm saying? They some wild boys. They some
Okay.
wild boys. So I be scared the cheetah van gonna run on me or your car don't decline. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. Like
Okay.
I be scared one of them situations gonna happen. So I'm busy all the time. Even when I ain't, I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? So it
Okay.
ain't that I haven't been offering a date, but I did go on one date. He was really nice.
Hmm.
That's the one I told you the approach was horrible.
Oh yes, we talked about that. Hmm.
But he took me to like the arcade, but it was expensive. I was kind of like, oh, I hope his card don't decline, because you know what I'm saying?
So
You
right,
know he. So
that's
it
where
was.
he
I want
took
to
you.
say that.
Well,
And we went to the main event center, and he played for all the games. Like, it wasn't no, we can only play this, I only got enough for that. I think that tab that night was close to $200. It was close to 200, just because,
right,
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it was cool. What I'm saying is, I'm not gonna break your pockets, because I'm not that type of girl. I'm not.
Hmm.
I don't even, for me to be I'm a BBW. I'm big. They know who I am. I don't. I'm not an appetizer, dinner, dessert, drink type of girl. No way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm.
But I want to be able to have a nice meal, and if I want a dinner roll or two on the side extra, that should be all right. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? If
Okay.
I want a margarita or something, what I'm saying is, whatever I want to do, I just need you to be able to make sure we have a good time. Whatever, you know. But that,
You still didn't tell us what it is, but
I don't know what it is. What it is, I don't know.
mm,
I can only tell you, I'm such a vibe person, Jay.
okay.
It's kind of hard for me to pinpoint
Hmm.
what it is. If everything is flowing and I feel like it's natural, then, like, I used to think I had a type. Of course, we like what we are attracted to, but I think as I get older, I'm attracted to whoever I vibe with. I'm attracted to whoever I connect to, whoever makes me think about them, whoever don't burn me out in 3 weeks. Because here recently, 3 weeks, I'll be blocking people. I'll be over it, you know.
Hmm. Okay.
Um,
So did
but
you
just
do you
somebody
have
that I
a
feel like is just natural.
do you have a type traditionally? I mean, again, I know you don't have a type per se, but do you have a physical type that you typically are attracted to?
Sure, yeah. What kind of question is that?
Okay,
Yeah.
what would it be?
For me to be 4'11", I attract a lot of tall guys.
Okay.
I attract like 6'3", 6'4", like, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". But I just like, I love chocolate. I don't know. It's crazy. I attract athletic men. I've never attracted a big dude. I don't know how that would work, though. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. I don't know how that would go too good. I just don't know. Um, I'm not, close to it. I'm just saying,
I
if
got
I
you.
got a queen, you know what I'm talking about. So, so I just like tall, dark, handsome. I love like fades,
Mm-hmm.
like, wait, nice fades or curls and nice teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as long as you meet, I mean, your nose and all that, I don't care about. As long as you're tall, dark, and, nice teeth,
Mm-hmm.
that's usually what I, gravitate towards, I should say.
Okay.
Like, I've
So
never spoke to, I don't think I've ever talked to for real, like a light skinned guy. I don't know.
so a guy that's 5'9" and light skinned.
Mm. Oh. Well, 5'9" ain't a problem. I don't think the light skin. And it's nothing against light skins, because I
I'm
think
just asking.
Drake is about the only one I just would, you know.
Oh my
And it's
God, it's
I
one of the
love Drake.
softest
Don't do
dudes.
that.
Anyway, let me stop. Anyway, I ain't gonna
He
hate
is
on
such
Drake.
a cornball, but I love him. But I don't know. I'm not saying I'm against it, because I just never.
Okay.
There hasn't been a light skinned man that I just was like, oh, okay. I've never been approached by a light skinned man.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have taken a journey into the mind of a woman. It was confusing, but we made it out.
How is it confusing? Don't do that. Well, you know what? Anybody know me for real? They know I say a whole bunch of. I dance around a lot of stuff, especially if you got to be careful. This stuff gonna be airing. I'm still private.
I know, but
So I'm trying.
y'all,
I'm
I
trying.
shout out
I'm
to my
trying.
sister, y'all. We've been on for an hour and 13 minutes. She never let a foul word fly. For y'all that know Keita, this is
Oh
a.
my God!
I'm
I'm
so
so
proud of you.
proud of me. Thank you, Jay. That means a lot to me for you to say that. That really means a lot, because I've been sitting over here twitching. I
She
can't
going
wait
through
to
curse
drop a phone.
withdrawals.
I was gonna go cake up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. It's cool.
So,
I mean, I just looked at it like a 9 to 5. Clearly, I don't use that type of language at work. Hello,
yeah.
but you know.
So, we're gonna close it out here shortly, but I did want to touch on one more thing. As again, saluting you as far as your transition and evolving and maturing. I know one of the things that a few years back, you even told me that you had gone on a vow of celibacy.
Yes.
How did you do that? Again, how did we get here? So for the ladies that, because the reason why I think it was key, and again, we talked about a lot of this over the phone the other day, and I know some of it you were doing it for different reasons for yourself, but I think one of the things that it's key to understand, you guys, that you have an example of a single woman doing her thing out here. You know, she has the ability to date attractive men, but she made the decision to take power back over that. Because we were talking, and Marquita was like, Jay, sometimes, you know, if he had that demon, it'll have you tripping. And what Skeens and I often talk about is women, as we were just discussing, knowing what your standard is, knowing what you're looking for. A lot of what you look for in a man is not going to necessarily be always tangible, but it's the intangibles of morals, character, principles that you look for, right? But often we say that's what we're looking for, but he's attractive. We hung out. It was cool. I went over there. One thing led to another. He put it on me, and now I'm in this thing.
Yes.
And again, this goes into we knew that these red flags were there at the beginning, but oh, by the way, the car, let's just say, again, going back to the car reference, this car is so nice, I can't stop driving it. I can't take the car back. Do you know what kind of car this is, girl? Girl, do you see how fast this is? Girl, look at it. You know what I'm saying? And we find ourselves there. So how did you make that trek? What made you make the decision to say, hey, I want to kind of cleanse myself and go through this process?
Honestly, I think with any situation, especially because it's a situationship, it's all, it's tricky. It's tricky because you're not in a relationship, but then again, we have all these expectations of one another, right?
Well, that's the weird, confusing part, because often we lie about situationships.
Nah.
We say it's a situationship, but we're doing a lot of the things that people in relationships do. But go ahead.
So it would get to a point to where I just got tired of being in a situationship. I just got tired of the drama and stuff that came with it. And I just got tired. Just like, you know how some people say something happened out of nowhere and you just like, you know what? It could have been he set the glass down wrong. I'm out of here.
Right.
It's just when you get tired. And I told myself, you know what? I just think I need to I just needed to when I go through a situationship, or if I go through a hurtful situation or something that kind of, you know what I'm saying, the ending was a little weird, or maybe it got a little tricky at the end, I need time to regroup. You know what I'm saying? I just need time to regroup. I've never been I'm done with this, let me move to the next. I don't see how people do that. It seems draining. Okay. I don't see how they do that. Right. So I just needed to take that time to just sit back and look and just reflect on, hey, what happened here? How, like you said, how did we get here? What I don't want to do. And oftentimes, I'm not ashamed to say, I get distracted by the D. I get distracted. I get distracted, Jay. Lord, I get distracted. So for me personally, it's a distraction. Okay. So I know that that's a distraction for me. So in order to have a clear mind and to be able to be disciplined the way you want to, you have to eliminate the main distraction. And that's just what it was. It was nothing that was too deep, that happened. It's just that I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do that no more, because I don't like how it's making me feel. I don't like how it's doing that. So let me just chill a little bit and let me just love on me a little bit and get myself together and see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that was it. And I mean, I've done it once before for almost 3 years. I've done it once before 2 years. I've done it a year. And, I'm a quarterly girl. I ain't out here wilding. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't out here like I'm just wilding anyway. Like I'm just wilding. But when I'm trying to chill, I just chill and that's it. I just, put that focus somewhere else, or maybe it's something I need to I'm working on, maybe again, something I just need to clear my mind up. Maybe it's a goal I'm working towards. And again, that's a distraction. So I just need to chill, you know what I'm saying? Or when I want to have a good little time, then you got your people to where y'all have an understanding. There's no situationship. There's no confusion. It's just like, hey, I'm in town, pull up on me. And you know what I'm saying? And that's that. But, thank you for here for a good time, not a long time. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
God, so, hit them with Russell Simmons. God bless and good night.
But if that's the itch that you want to scratch, but if you just chilling, it's not something I have to do. But again, if you have a certain chemistry with an individual as well as an understanding, and both of y'all are being adults about it, if that's what I want to do, I'm gonna do it. So it's not like I have a set thing where, oh, January 13th come and let me, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that. It's just when I'm cooling, I'm really cooling and just working towards something and putting that energy towards somewhere else. And when I want to act up, I act up. But it's not like I'm just out here wilding. But,
Mm-hmm. So,
like right now I'm chilling. I've been chilling.
so for women in general, and we'll get ready to close it out here. But for women in general, because a friend of mine, Kai Phoenix, who will be on in a few days, we were debating this topic.
Hmm.
So you in the banking industry.
Yes, that's still so funny to me.
I know, right? It's crazy. But situationships in there's an account that we're trying to an investment account. And the goal of
Hmm.
investments is to have what they call return on investment.
Hmm.
If I'm investing into the stock of situationships, is that return on investment or loss?
That's a loss.
Okay.
It's a loss.
Okay.
An easy loss. There's that
Yeah.
nothing comes out of a situationship but waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Waste of time because it's just a waste of everybody's
So
time.
why would you think then in this age of the empowered woman, do you think that there's a narrative of saying that the situationship is empowering?
I can only speak for me. I don't feel comfortable to put my how I feel off on other women because that wouldn't be fair. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Just
Mm-hmm.
because I'm single or whatever doesn't mean every woman thinks the way I think. I can only tell you for me,
Mm-hmm.
and with me not being in the household brought up with a man, it was easier.
Okay.
I didn't have to be a girlfriend 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to kind of be there when things were rocky or hit you up. It's not something that was full time, so it worked for me because it filled the void I needed to fulfill until you get used to, you know what I'm saying, until maybe now you want more time or whatever the case may be. And that's when the situationship gets tricky. When everybody is cool with the bare minimum is cool, but
Mm-hmm.
eventually you begin to get a little greedy. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it's like, hey, this, but nothing has changed on his end. It's just you totally just trying to take it somewhere that it ain't gonna never go because
Correct.
of you feeling whatever way you feel. But for me personally, I think that they probably feel empowered because again it's just you don't have to do too much. I don't see what anybody get out of it, but for me it wasn't full time. So
Mm-hmm.
you talk about leaving, I turn into full counsel mode. Now you got to get the kids, you got
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
I
Right.
don't want you because I don't trust you to have you full time. Look what you're doing to her. But
Mm-hmm.
I can be cool, saying during the time that I was doing it, it was just cool to not have to deal with that all the time because from you dealing with it, ain't something you want full time.
Okay.
It's just something you kind of ended up in.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your opinion on that, and I think oftentimes we will find that, and you were saying it, is that the requirement of a situationship is lower.
Mm-hmm.
To be intentional, to be in a relationship, to have that friendship, to have that communication, the cost is high, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the return
Mm-hmm.
on the investment is also high if we're building positive, healthy relationships.
Exactly.
I have talked with, a number of male and female friends that have been in situationships. And, it's
How
like,
did that end for them?
well, watch this. It's Jay, man. They'll be in the midst of the situationship. And man, everything is perfect. This is like this. This is like that. And I'm like, that's because what you're putting in right now is nothing. You don't have any real life even going on. When you have somebody come by your house and y'all might eat, watch a movie, we do our thing, you go home, everything is always going to be perfect
Always.
because the
Always.
time is so limited and I can control
Mm-hmm.
and put on this representative of myself. I'm always smelling good. I'm always freshly shaven. I just
Mm-hmm.
always just got out the shower. That's not what
Yeah.
real life is like. You know what
Nope.
I'm saying? In real life, sometimes it's wifey, the baby is right there, and I gotta sneak her out. Hey, sneak out the bed. Come right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's real life. But those are the real life investments that we make when we're building family. We're building real relationships. And the key thing that Skeens and I always talk about is when we're building legacy. We can't build legacy on situationships.
Absolutely not.
And as far as, in the black family, we're talking about black folks, we got to build families that are whole and healthy.
Yeah.
And mothers and
Absolutely.
fathers are together. A lot of the stuff that we see with our youth and different things of that nature, one of the key factors, mommy and daddy are together in the household, giving the positive examples, giving the positive frame of reference for kids to pull from. You know what I mean? So all that said, that's my soapbox. But any parting shots, my dear?
I do want to part a shot.
Part it.
I just want to say you are so dope. I've always thought you were so dope.
Thank
You know
you.
what I'm saying? It's a couple of dope individuals I could name.
Right.
Like I told you, TJ,
Yeah.
Junior,
Shout
yourself.
out. Shout out. Yeah.
All the black men who are really just holding it down in their, marriage and figuring it out and not giving up. And because I know it's not easy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And black men, y'all have y'all burdens and y'all back full of stuff that y'all got to take on the world too. So I know it's not always easy to be a father, a husband, and be attractive out in this worldly, all these worldly things. You know what I'm saying? That so happens
Indeed.
to happen, but I'm just proud of like the man that you've become. Like I've
Thank you.
always knew that you was dope anyway, and you've always been so mature. But when you told me the other day that you didn't have no turmoil in your marriage, I'm like, I want to be like Jay. You know what I'm saying? It gave me so much hope.
Good.
Seriously, I called Tammy and told her like, girl, it's some hope. I know Jay said,
Yeah.
man, he ain't got none of that going on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah.
shout out to you just for being a dope father and husband, and just what you're
Thank
doing
you.
is just so awesome. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you just for being the dope individual that you've always been.
Thank you, my sister. So again, guys, we giving each other our flowers, man, and that fuels me. You know what I'm saying? Because I do try to. Another thing about Marquita is she has understood my heart for people and my heart for my relationship with my wife for a long time. You know what I mean? That's key to me. That's how I'm gonna be the best person that I gotta be. Is if my family is in check. My wife, we locked in, we together. And as I told Marquita, I was sharing a funny story where I'm not walking around quoting scriptures and giving positive affirmations all day. Sometimes, I let wifey know that, I'm about to have to be a savage upon her, and she with it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all that said, on that note, it's another episode of How Did We Get Here? I'm your boy Jay Carter, the man that's always heard and never seen Skeens. We'll see y'all next time. Love you, sis.
Love you too. Bye. Good night, guys.
All right, bye.